Hello, everybody. It's been a while. I know that for sure. It's Sanatrix Adare, and I'm coming to you with a oh so edifying video that I found on the Social Justice Warriors Facebook group. So let's listen and critique this fine example of feminist ally, shall we? Already, we can kind of tell he's kind of dumb. All things considered. Um, that camera is way too close to his face. Way too close. Anyway, here we go.
Hey there, guys. You know, there's a lot of talk on social media amongst men and women about the subject of feminism.
Oh boy. Amongst men and women, he already forgot that the gender is A, a social construct, and B, non-binary. He's gonna get docked points on his feminist ally worksheet when whatever feminist is standing behind the camera with her whip uh, examines him for this video. Keep going.
And I just feel like I need to tell all you guys out there that, like, you're men. Like, you you don't you don't need to talk about feminism, and
He's going to get positive points for that from some feminists. Like, yeah, men shouldn't talk about feminism. They don't know what it's like to be a woman. Also, I give him points on the Captain Obvious scale for pointing out the obvious that men are indeed men. But he's going to get lambasted by the trans community for not including trans men that haven't transitioned yet.
you don't really have a right to talk about it because you are not a woman.
Oh, that one will get him bonus points from the feminists. However, I have a rebuttal. We have any right, men or women, to talk about feminism because it affects us at a legal level. Feminism has actually tipped the scales against men in the US in certain matters of court, especially divorce court and family court. It has tipped the scales against us when it comes to rape allegations. If I, as a man, am ever accused of rape, even if it never even goes to court, even if it's found that the woman was lying out her fucking ass, my life is ruined. However, you allegate that a woman committed rape, you'll be laughed off stage, essentially. Quite the double standard. So, yes, I have a right to talk about this, even though I'm not a woman. Any man has a right to talk about this, even though they're not women. I would argue with you that you, sir, don't have a right to tell us what to talk about.
And women have been oppressed by men across all cultures forever, and
Broad, sweeping generalization and baseless claim. Men have not oppressed women forever across all cultures. There have been matriarchal cultures where the leaders were, in fact, women. Uh, they are few and far between, as far as I am aware, and I would need to look them up again to confirm that. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. I'll provide sources should I bother looking them up. Yeah. I know, guys. I'm being lazy. So sue me, it's 4 a.m. They're not even oppressed now in the US or most of the Western world, sir. And I do hope that you eventually see this video at some point. I do. Because maybe you'll get it through your indoctrinated mind that what you're spouting is talking points with no basis in reality.
it's time to just accept that. If you're talking about something totally different from feminism, and and a woman you're speaking to brings up feminism, let her talk, because you know, uh, trying to prevent her from explaining to you what it really is like to be a woman is not a positive solution.
If I'm talking about something in the middle of discussion about a subject, and someone I am speaking to, man or woman, brings up an unrelated subject, absolutely unrelated. I'm talking, say, uh, microchips, and a woman brings up feminism in the middle of a conversation, just out of the blue, or even tries to tangentially attach it to microchips. Yeah, I can just imagine right now. Oh, those microchips are sexist. They reinforce the binary. They're tools of the patriarchy. God, I could imagine feminists saying that technology itself is sexist because it reinforces a binary, since the machine code is binary. Jesus Christ. But we'll not get into how insane these people get yet. However, if anybody interrupts me in the middle of my speaking, I'm going to say, hold on a moment. I haven't finished my point. If you're going to interject with an entirely new subject and not contribute to the conversation currently going on, wait until we're finished and then speak. And then, if they speak about something that is clearly untrue, like, say, I don't know, the wage gap, which has been debunked over and over and over and over and over again, you'll have to excuse the clacking, my friends. That is the dog. She needs her nails trimmed. But it's a talking point that has been disproven at an economical level. No wage gap exists. First of all, it wouldn't be legal. Second of all, if a wage gap truly existed, why would anyone, and I know this is an argument to absurdity, technically, why would anyone hire men if women are 23% cheaper? Yeah, didn't think so. I'm going to interject myself and say, well, no, you're wrong, and here are the facts to disprove you. And then they're going to rage and scream at me, call me a misogynist, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the same thing the SJWs do. Oh, in case some of you are unaware, the Social Justice Warriors page on Facebook is not a page of social justice warriors. It's a page against social justice warriors. It lambasts them. I mean, as you can see here in the description, oh, thank you, white knight, beta male with the camera way too close to your face, for telling all other men to essentially shut up whenever a woman's speaking, because it's totally not like I can speak for myself or earn respect of my own accord. Anyway, to continue.
So, you know, the positive thing to do and the feminist thing to do would be to let them talk and don't attempt to. You don't have to defend yourself, okay? Just shut up and let them talk. Men aren't oppressed like women are in terms of their genders.
You're right. Men are more oppressed in terms of their gender, if we want to go by feminist definitions. Uh, Rights that women have that men do not have are things like the predisposition in family court to be assumed as the primary caregiver of children. Rights that they have that aren't legal but that are socially involved are things like this right now, being defended as if they're children or victims. Admittedly, the feminists and social justice warriors are professional victims. And then to one of the most debated legal rights that even some people who want freedom for men argue against, and I don't know why. Women have a law in place that protects them from infant genital mutilation. In other words, their labia, their clitoral hood, anything around their vulva and vagina is not to be tampered with at birth. No surgery, no cutting. Whereas Males in the US have no such law. And while prevalence of circumcision is going down, male genital mutilation still occurs at infancy at a pretty high rate in the US. And that's horrible. Because circumcision, first of all, in this day and age, has little to no medical reason unless the foreskin is truly so badly under phimosis that not even steroid creams and stretching exercises can loosen it, in which case maybe circumcision should be considered then. Or a bad infection occurs, some sort of balanitis requires removal of the foreskin. But that's a choice an aware person, preferably an adult, should be able to make for themselves, not one that the parents or the doctors should enforce on an infant. I could go on and on about male genital mutilation, but I won't. It's just few things that show that you're right, males aren't as oppressed as women on the subject of gender. They're more oppressed. Oh, yeah, and the last one. Women get the right to their driver's license, voting, uh, federal college aid without having to sign up for the selective service. If a man doesn't do that before the age of 26, he's denied all those things for the rest of his life in the US. So yeah.
So just let them say what they have to say. That's the positive thing to do and the effective thing to do. You might think you might think you are a feminist, and if a woman tells you you're not a feminist, you should think about that and you should take it for what that is for them, which is for you to say that you're a feminist is like saying that you can understand what it's like to be a woman and you can't. Your gender, whether or not your sexuality is masculine, feminine, whatever, your gender precludes you from understanding what it's like to be a woman.
Those statements are so bullshit that I can't even begin to unravel them from how bullshit they are. I can't understand what it's like to be a woman? Maybe not 100%, no. I will never have ovaries, a uterus, the higher level of estrogen and progesterone that influences my thinking and growing that a woman would. So, sure, I can't understand some things, but I can understand a lot of other things. I can understand things like self deprecation. I can understand things like self esteem issues. There are many, many different things you can empathize on with somebody, regardless of their sex. Your statement is absurd to the point of insanity.
If you're a male. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say, and you know, we have to permit people to talk and to give their feelings about this subject, or we're just going to continue to oppress women.
And there you have it, people. Admittance from a feminist ally that it's really about feels and not about reals. Feels before reals. We have to let them get their feelings out on the subject, otherwise they're oppressed. No, feelings are not fact. They are not reality. They are not scientifically supported. They are not empirically supported. Fuck you and your feelings if they are contrary to reality. You can go back to the loony bin. I'm not even joking. If you cannot consolidate your emotions with reality and you try to get reality to reflect your emotions, you are insane. You need mental help. Go get it.
And if you think you're a guy who does not oppress women, then let them speak about this subject, and yeah, and just listen. Don't talk. All right, that's it.
And there you have it. That motherfucker decided to post something basically saying, listen, don't speak, because you're just going to oppress them if you speak. I'm appalled that such a video doesn't get more bullshit. This man's video should be lambasted for how ridiculous and unfactual it is. Unfactual? Non-factual? Fictional? There we go, fictional. How fictional it is. It's like he made it all up. And it's really sad because this guy doesn't realize he's basically crusading for the loss of any rights he might have. If anyone makes unfactual, fictional, whatever word you're going to use, fictional remarks, I'm going to correct them using empirical evidence and logic. If some dumbass comes out with a video saying that he suggests all men just listen to a woman when she was talking about something stupid like the wage gap, which is allegedly feminist, then she should have precedence in the conversation, which is not how conversation works. In any event, these people don't deserve to be taken seriously. So, as you know, I'm Xanatrix Idare. Remember, you don't only seek the truth seeks you.